Okay, so what we've got here is a practice management suite. Can be used by a lawyer or a doctor or accountant, anyone who's usually billing by the hour. It can also take block fees. So setting this up, we start off with the users table. There's a couple things in here that have to take place. We did a gender thing, his or hers. That's for the custom templates, so that when we refer to this person, we can say that it was his or hers, whatever else have you. An hourly rate here is also filled out here, and that pertains to this particular individual. And we also have the time manager check, which allows them to use the um, Android application that was built to allow them to do some time management tracking. I'll show you that. So once that information is in, we should be good. So a couple things we have here. The first thing, obviously, is the client registry. Um, so just some basic information there to collect, checking the client. We've some identification down here for tracking some identification. This wasn't put into another table. For no particular reason other than just it's easier to print, and we're not able to print embedded tables into a particular report sort of thing, sort of thinking. But in any event, for rapid entry, that information's there, and then this here is the all matters. So these are the matters that we're particularly dealing with for this particular customer, because this customer can have many matters or many legal things here. It's a traffic court situation, a statement of claim. So we add a matter, we'll come up here, we pick the matter, the client's there, it's traffic court. Um, Again, we did one of those things that if what you're looking for is not in the drop down, then you just click matter. It'll save that form right where you're at, come back, put in that new matter. So we'll put that in there, new. We're going to make it active or it won't show up on the list, save and back. It'll take us back to this form. Um, and then there's that new option that we'd looked for earlier. Status is open. It's an ongoing matter. Once it's closed, then it's closed and it's filtered off the report. This reference here can be referenced to a court proceedings, or can be used really for anything. It depends on the company that's using it, what they want to do with it. And then the follow-up date here, I put that in there so that we can run a report and put some colors in there to show what the follow-up dates were. Anything that's coming up pending sort of thing. The time registry, show you that in a second. Then we have the billing ledger. The billing ledger itself, the billing ledger comes off of the time. So the way I designed it would be that when you have some time racked up, right now he's got 4 hours billed to this client. The time registry is going to be something more like this one here for ClearPath. So that time registry would be this. We're just in the process of designing it. So you would pick the name of the customer. Let's give that a chance to load. So I'd be able to pick a customer, and now that I have the customer, I'm going to add them to the time tracking, and then I would be able to go in and pick what the matter is. It's a divorce matter. I'm going to issue a statement of claim, and then this tracks the activity of what you're doing. So the concept is that you would be having this open on the side. Maybe these are the 5 things that you're going to deal with today. So we're going to start with this one. Sorry, we can end that, cancel that. So we have this one going here. We can pick another client. We're going to deal with this one as well. And then we're going to deal with this gentleman as well. So we can have those up, and we can have as many as we want here. And we can pick, this will have a complete list of all the topics that you can cover. So the idea is that you'll be able to just simply go in between these, and they'll automatically pause the notes. So as you're switching from file to file, it's racking up, it's pausing these ones here, it's going back, and you can just quickly go back and forth as you're managing these files, and you're racking up the time in terms of what it is that you're doing. And then when you hit the end, it's going to confirm. But if you think you put more time on it than you did, then you can just confirm and end that one at 12 minutes. And this one, we gave them 30 minutes on this one. Sorry, 30 minutes here. Confirm and end. And we're going to end this one. We'll say we did 120 minutes on this one, 2 hours, confirm and end. And that's all showing up over here, which will be the same in the other application. It's going to rack up those times. So you can see I got 2 hours and 42 minutes racked up here. So when I go back to the practice suite, that time registry would show in here an extra 2 hours and 40 some minutes sort of thing. Show you what one of those would look like if we just duplicate this, duplicate, save and back. Um, then that would show that there's some amount owing here. So when I go down, there's still a balance owing now based on the time that I just put in of $487.50. So that would still have to be paid out and billed. So in doing that, um, add a record to the system, it automatically fills in the full amount. The amount would have been on account received, and the payment was via, say, a check, save and back, and then that puts the money down in here and shows the balance owing. If the balance owing is zero, the trust account is empty. We can do a total here. It should have been a total. Let's save that. So it shows there's nothing in trust, and there's a balance owing here, and there's no balance owing. So now we want to, because if you look over here, it shows the total fee in trust payments. Balance owing is nothing. So this matter is going to continue, but we'll say we're going to get another trust pay or another deposit paid in trust. Again, it's just simply add the amount. We're going to take in $1,000. And then we're going to put this money in trust. The payment was received via a check, save and back. So now when we go back down, we can look at that trust account has $1,000 in it. Still nothing owing, and we can look the balance, and it can show us the trust here as to what's been paid and what's owing. File attachments, pretty basic. Add a document received from. Um, this is the received from fax. So we have the ability to attach a fax number to this. Our fax would scan, upload the document. It would come in. The idea would be that this would come in as a fax. You would see the body of the fax here. You would edit the record. You would assign it to a client file or assign it, whatever the case may be. Here, it's a general. Here, it could be, again, you can add additional information here. So it could be a fax coming in um, for personal reasons or whatever it relates to. So anyway, so that's there, and that's a save and back there. So if we go back to that client, take a look at the file attachments. There's that one that was added today. So that's how that works. Um, the retainer, I haven't built that in yet, but the basic idea, the premise of the retainer would be um, if you had a list here, you have a client, you want to do a retainer agreement, client retainer. You pick the date of the retainer agreement. We'll say it was done May 1st. Employee is the name of the lawyer or the person that's working at it. You can see there's the rate right there. So that rate's going to be in there. And the term would be a block fee. So if you're going to use a block fee, then you have to change that rate, and you'd say it's a $5,000 block fee or whatever that is. So it's important that you change that if you're going to move it from hourly rate, because it will by default fill in the hourly rate unless you put something else in there. And then in here is the body of the services that you're providing. This is the this and that's that you're going to do. This is what I will do. So this is the body of the context of the retainer agreement. So you just hit save. And now that you hit save, you're going to go into the templates and here's the retainer agreement. And this is what I'll do. So you can go ahead now and you can print that out, get a copy of it and save it. The draft, if you hit save here, that will process this form. And when I refresh this page here, that document will sit right here in a PDF, but it's unsigned. So what you could do is you could generate a second form, um, sorry, put in a second field and capture this form. Um, get back here. So a thought process would be to save that there as a blank form, and then I could probably put another one underneath it where they could get it signed, scan it in, and then upload it. But that would be there's a couple of methods there that could be done. One could be to have this available on a mobile platform where the customer could sign it right here, and then that signature would appear. But that's how that works. Um, File documents covered it, registry covered it, client registry, the master registry. That is the matters. So we showed that, I believe, is the matter. Yeah. So this is where you pick the client. Yeah, file attachment. So we went through all that. Um, Payment registry, we covered all that. So that's pretty much everything. This will be the time where it's tracking the time. And that's basically where we're at with this one as of May 1st.